The majority of you decided I should make a video on the fastest way to get dungeon experience. A week or so ago, Hellcastle made a video on this. However, since Floor 4 was released, this video is now outdated. Today, we will be looking at the best floor, gear, and team required to get the fastest dungeon experience, and learn a few tips and tricks along the way. If you enjoy my content, remember to leave a like, subscribe for daily guides, and ring the bell for good luck. Check the description for all the goods, and join my Discord. We just hit over 200 members, and it's a pretty chill place to hang out. Link will be in the description. Thanks, and enjoy the video. The Catacombs currently has 4 floors, each one more difficult and time-consuming than the last. With the increase of difficulty comes an increase in experience. To save everyone's time, we won't be discussing floor 1 or 2, since they don't give much experience. We will first compare floor 3 with floor 4, and decide which one gives more EXP. I did a test run on both floors, and also asked around for the average speed run of both floors, to decide which is best to grind. Let's take a look at them now. Floor 3 is significantly easier than floor 4, because of the smaller dungeon size, less brutal enemies, and a shorter boss fight. During my test, we had a few mistakes that costed us time, and ended up with a 9-minute long run that gave 373 experience. After asking in some lobbies and a bit of research, people can consistently get about a 380 experience during a 5-minute speedrun of floor 3. This is solid, however, it doesn't come close to floor 4. Something to consider is not just which gives more EXP, but also which floor is faster, since if it takes too long to complete a higher floor, you might be better off sticking to a lower one and going really fast. Floor 4 is much more of a challenge than floor 3, and requires much higher levels party members to know what they are doing, since the higher your score, the more EXP you will get. It's important to try not to have any deaths, since it decreases your score. After completing floor 4, we were able to get 1,175 experience in 13 minutes. And after more research, most people can get about 1,200 experience in 11 minutes. If it isn't already clear, floor 4 can yield almost twice the experience as floor 3. And since we are still somewhat new, we haven't learned every speedrunning secret to make this fight as fast as possible. I will be sharing with you everything I know about how to complete this floor as fast as possible. We will be covering the boss fight first, since it's the most interesting and YouTube says I need to get my watch time up. Thorn is a boss that spawns tons of farm animals that have different abilities. After you kill enough of them, a spirit bear spawns in the center. You can see when he will spawn by looking at the prismarine ring around the arena. The spirit bear drops a one-shot spirit bow which will damage Thorn. 4 shots to Thorn and he is defeated. Let's take a look at some tips to make this boss fight as painless and quick as possible. The first thing to note is to try and get a very high level epic tiger pet. This is because of the merciless swipe ability that works on Thorns. At level 100, the pet will have a 20% chance to shoot an extra arrow at Thorns. If you roll these odds twice in a row, you can kill Thorn in half the time. Make sure that whoever is wielding this pet is sturdy enough to hop into the arena, rustle the bear for his bow, and shoot Thorn. I would recommend letting a berserker, tank, or healer do this. Next is a tip to spawn the spirit bear faster. A new weapon called the Hypixel was introduced in floor 4, and oh wow is it powerful. Click the card in the top right of your screen to watch a comparison between the adaptive blade and the Hypixel. This cleaver provides a massive area of effect damage when attacking the farm animals. I was able to clear large waves of mobs with this, and I didn't even break a sweat. This gets the enemy counter up, allowing the spirit bear to sometimes spawn in mere seconds. It's also not a bad idea to have mages shoot the mosh pit of farm animals with their own area of effect damage, since mages are still pretty powerful. The boned meringue with archers goes the same way. Just don't let the farm animals turn on you. Finally, let's talk about a method to keep your party members safe from Thorn's destruction. An exploit was discovered allowing people to place a decoy in the stands, and hide there while the bats ran at the decoy. You could kill the farm animals safely from inside the stands, and retreat there if you were ever low on health. This is something that should be done at the start of every Thorn boss fight. It's super cheap, and the best method we have. Now that we have taken care of the boss fight, let's talk about some optimal items to bring in to shave off a couple seconds off that speedrun, and make the grind to Catacombs 30 easier. Firstly is your team setup. Bringing several mages is important because of their ability to teleport around the map super fast with the aspect of the end. This helps with getting secrets faster. Also, bring a berserker with a maxed out hypercleaver in order to clear the boss fight, as well as some of the more annoying dungeon rooms, quick and painlessly. And of course, bring a healer because without them, we would all die. Make sure everyone is at least level 16. Level 18 and up is preferred, but finding a party who knows what they are doing is the most important. The last thing I will talk about here is just a couple of common items you want to bring in. Most of these you already know, so I'll do this quick. Mana Flux is great for regenerating mana and health and gives some strength. Weird Tuba gives some strength and speed. Ornate Zombie Sword is super OP for healing. Grappling Hook is for becoming Spider-Man, and Aspect of the End because teleporting is fun. And lastly, a strong area of effect weapon for clearing out waves. And make sure at least someone has a Tiger Pit for the boss. Alright, let's spend a minute talking about speedrun strats inside of dungeons to really delete those seconds off the clock. Splitting up is a good idea. By now, everyone should be strong enough to sustain themselves and not rely on others for support in the main rooms. It's a good idea to designate 2 people for puzzles, 1 person for blood room rushing, and 2 people for finding secrets. This ensures that by the time the blood room is completed, all the puzzles are solved, and you have enough secrets for a high score. Make sure to open the blood room as soon as possible. Since there is a timer between enemy spawns, the earlier it's opened, the sooner the last monster will spawn, allowing for the fastest completion of the blood room. And lastly, is to just be smart. Don't open deathmite cages, don't intentionally fail traps, and make sure that someone who's good at parkour does the ability room. Look up answers to the riddle puzzles, and know what enemies hold the door keys. More often than not, a lost adventurer, angry archaeologist, or shadow assassin will be holding the key to the next room. So make sure to target them immediately if you see one. And don't play too risky. Dying hurts score and experience. So play smart, follow these tricks, and you'll be leveling up your Catacombs skill in no time. One more thing I forgot to mention is communication is key. You can go a lot faster if you are in a voice chat with people, since typing in chat can take up time and could eat up over a minute in some runs. This definitely is not an excuse to plug my Discord one last time. It's not like we have 2 dedicated dungeon party channels there or anything. Link in the description. Anyways, that's going to be everything for the best way to get dungeons experience and level up your Catacombs skill. Since you watched until the end, if you found this video helpful, subscribing would mean the world to me. It's free and only takes a few seconds. I post Skyblock guides every day and try to stream often too. So if you want the most up-to-date money-making methods or info on the best ways to succeed in Skyblock, click the bell icon to be the first to know new tips and strats to be the best. Thanks again, and have a good day. Take care.